Vulnerable Populations Supporting Gender Identity in Early Childhood Education, ECS 430, Christina Lee. Hi everyone, my name is Christina Lee. I'm an early childhood educator and I've worked with both pre K and kindergarten students. I chose this topic because of a student I once worked with whose story stayed with me for years. At the time, I didn't fully understand what he was going through, but now, after gaining more knowledge about gender identity and inclusive practices, I feel more prepared to support children like him. That's what inspired me to focus on this population for my presentation. This slide 3 summary of readings. To explore this topic further, I read two powerful resources. The first was Tate and the Pink Coat by Kroger Recker and Gunn. It showed how anti bias practices in early education can help children express themselves safely and confidently. The second was a healthy gender development in young children, a guide from National Center on Parent, Family, and Community Engagement. This resource offered practical strategies like using inclusive language and supporting all children identities without reinforcing stereotypes. One new concept I learned, one thing that surprised me was learning how early children begin to understand gender, often by the age 2. I used to think young kids didn't really notice these things, but now I realize they are picking up messages from adults, peers, and even toys. As educators, we have to so much influence how we respond to their interests, clothing, or play choices can either support their confidence or make them feel unsure about themselves. In this slide, here's my personal classroom experience. This topic reminded me of a child I worked with in my pre K and kindergarten class. We'll call him Alex. At 5 years old, Alex was the tallest boy in the class and very quiet and shy. Until we had a dance, he joined the dance class. He loved the ballet and was the only boy who joined. He wore bracelets every day, brought stuffed animals or some dolls for show and tell, and always got along beautifully with the girls. He never really talked to or played with the boys. His mother and grandmother, both psychiatrists, shared that Alex believed he was a girl at home. They asked us not to push him toward any specific gender roles and to simply let him be himself. We followed their wishes and created a calm, open environment where he felt seen and accepted. Still, I noticed that Alex sometimes felt isolated, especially around the boys who didn't understand his preferences. They are just 4.5 to 6 years old. His only close friends were girls, and even though we tried to do our best to support him, his family eventually decided to homeschool him for more emotional freedom and comfort. After he left, I honestly felt heartbroken. He was my first experience with a child exploring gender identity. And at the time, I didn't have enough knowledge to fully support him. Now, after learning more about diversity and inclusion, I truly believe I could do better if I have the chance again. His story left a deep impression on me and continues to guide how I approach every child in my classroom. In Here is slide 6, connection to theory and ACES. Alex's story connects well with the Bromfield Brenner's ecological systems theory. His development was shaped not only by our classroom, but also by his family, peers, and the broader culture around him. I also made me think about ACE's adverse childhood experiences. If a child feels rejected or unseen, even in small ways, that can impact their mental health and learning. On the other hand, consistent support from teachers and family can serve as a strong protective factor. Policy reflection. This is why I believe school wide policy matters. It's not enough for one teacher to be supportive. We need systems in place and to ensure that all children are welcomed and included. That includes anti-bias training, inclusive classroom policies, and open communication with the families. These help educators feel confident and ensure that all children, including those exploring gender identity, feel safe and accepted. My conclusion in this slide: Alex's experience taught me that even though we may not have all the answers, our compassion and willingness to learn can make a huge difference. As an educator, we have the opportunity to create environments where all children feel seen, valued, and free to be themselves. Supporting gender identity in early childhood isn't about encouraging any one path. It's about creating space for every child to grow into who they are. Here's my references I used. I hope you enjoy my presentation. Thank you for listening.